Okay, so for those of you watching, this is going to be a quick tutorial on how to edit and change the different aspects of the D&D website. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to log in. Once you've gotten to the login page, you're going to log in with your account. In this case, I'm going to do it with the Dungeon Master account, which has Super Admin. From here, you're going to see the admin panel, and you're going to be able to do things like add new encyclopedia entries, which is basically the wiki, and edit member settings, different settings for profiles, add profile areas, different things such as adding a category so they could describe their character or whatever. And you could have that edited, I guess, through the form setting right here. But da 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 da. Let's see. Elementor is the editing program that we're using. Middle Earth is the theme. So, for example, if you wanted to change the slider, you could either add slides here by selecting the image and uploading it. Now, these images need to be 974 by 350. So, if you're unfamiliar with how to do that, what you can do is, say, for example, you have a picture that you want to, well, I don't know, cut down. So what you'll do is you go into the actual picture itself, select it, go into edit with paint. Usually is the best way to do it. And then what you can do is you can actually set up the crop to 973 by 350, which is again, or sorry, 974 by 350. And it will automatically select a size box in which you can use. So what you do is you'll just cut down and edit the picture from there. So now that you have the picture, you select it, you go into menu, save as. You're going to want to save it as an image, obviously. Just about anywhere you want to go, except in this case I'm going to change the name to King 2. Upload. Now you go into your pictures. I want to find King 2. Open. We're going to change the link URL in this case to, there's not going to be a link. So it's not going to have a link. So if you click it, it's not going to do anything. And we'll change the slide title to so. Obviously, my spelling still sucks, but I kind of just spitballed that. If you have anything specific you want to add, feel free to do it. Now, in order to save that, you have to click this button over here, Save. Same thing goes for layout. The base layout is going to be no sidebars. Social buttons, if you want to add like a like button on the side of something, which honestly, all of these settings here are pretty much done and set up. We don't need to change it. We don't need to edit it. I've already done everything I need to in here. The only thing you really need to mess around with is the slider. So now that we've saved that, it's there. What we can do is come back up here to visit site. I like to press open a new tab, and then we'll notice if we go through the slider, boom, high def image. So that's how you're going to get the high def images out of that. You'll notice some of these images like this just don't work. So that, however, comes across nice and crisp. You're going to want to clear and change edit videos, or not videos, but pictures to fit that better. So the next thing we're going to go into is page layout, like this. Now that you're logged in, you'll see up here, Edit with Elementor. So if you click on that, it's going to bring up this page right here. If you don't see Edit with Elementor, select Edit, and it will bring you to the page inside the WordPress admin, and at the top you will see a button that says Edit with Elementor. But in this case, we're going to see automatically the picture shrinks down. Don't worry about that. That's going to take care of itself as time goes on. This slider basically becomes inactive during the editing process. Say you want to change the picture here. You can click it, choose image. In this case, we're not going to change the picture because I liked it. Say you don't want the picture there, or it's too big. We'll just slide it over, make it smaller, or make it bigger. Same thing here. Say you don't like that image there, make it smaller, thereby making everything else bigger. Now, if you don't want to update, don't press that button. If you do, you have to press this button down here every single time you edit it. Now let's go into adding something. If you want to add something, you press that button right there. What it's going to do is it's going to ask you to select a structure. So in this case, say for example, you want to do something like what I have, which is that. That's 3 columns on each side, 1, 2, 3. You would click that right there, and automatically these will pop up. And you'll notice over here you get layout, styles, advanced. You can add a border. You could get real creative with it if you wanted. And you want to add a button, or not a button, but let's say you want to add, a picture. You'd add an image box, just drag it over, put it in, choose an image, boom, you have an image box. It's not working for you, maybe it's not big enough, make it bigger. You don't like that being right there, you don't want it anymore, well, tough. Just delete it. So different things available. You have your image carousel, which will cycle through images. So if you add images by uploading them, it will switch through them. You also have another option right here, which is image box, image carousel, image gallery, tabs, testimonials, accordion, menus, alerts, shortcode, add your own HTML. Say, for example, you want to add an iframe with a video in it or with a picture. You could add iframes with it. You could add the default sidebar, which I recommend against. The default sidebar is shit. You can also add WordPress elements like a list of pages, the calendar for when those pages were posted, video pages, meta pages, or metadata, RSS feeds, that type of thing. So, in this case, we're not going to update the page. We're going to view the page. Nothing has been changed because I didn't press that update button. It was down here. Now, menus. You'll notice up here the top menu is already pretty much set. It's got your home page, the Ember Syndicate homepage, the encounter tool, the map creator, the Discord link, right above the flame. I love that. Members, logout, account, users. You'll notice that these 3 right there disappear when you press logout, and they change to login or register. The way you set that up is you go into appearances, menus, And you have two menus here. You have your main menu, which is the menu that appeared at the very top, and then you have your campaign menu, which basically, once you've selected it, currently only has the Magician's Keg. And you'll see where that pops up when you go into viewing the site. So if you go into opening new tab, I should keep that open, you'll see it right up here. And as you add more campaigns, you can add more links to the main campaigns that are currently going. And you can edit them there. So any of these links, all of them work now, except for the ones that are not links, obviously. If you go into the Magician's Keg, you'll see the page. Looks a little bit different. The way you set that up, you go into Elementor, and you can actually change it. So if you go into global settings, oh no, maybe not. Maybe it's this button right here. Dashboard settings. No, you have to change it in the actual thing. So if you go into pages up here, you go into the Magician's Keg, and then you go into edit, just a simple edit right there. You can scroll down on the right and select the page template. The default template is going to have the scroll bars on the top. It's going to have all the scrolls moving with the slider and stuff. Elementor canvas is what you saw there. The Elementor full width is basically a full width canvas. You can do just about anything with it. I prefer Elementor canvas. Avoid the full width because the website really isn't set up for full width. Default template is great. Again, it adds the slider to it. But if you want to edit with the Elementor, which is recommended very strongly, you'll notice it right here. That's the tabs widget. So this allows you to select each different tab, add different content. For whatever reason, the map shows up small. And we're going to have to fix that. You could change this. This is basically the WordPress navigational menu link. So this has all the different WordPress. I added this up here. I added a spacer, which is another widget, a text box, and another spacer. And this allows you to control the spacing between top and bottom, and it allowed me to create the top. Now what you can do is add a picture, or say for example you want to add like the map at the very top. You could, instead of this spacer here, just add an image and drag it across and make it big. You can edit the text, change it, you just select it there, or go into the tab. In this case, you select the tab itself right there, and you start typing in the tab content. It's a little hard because that needs to be expanded by default. But once you start doing it, you can go nuts with it. Same thing, add widgets, change columns. So you don't want that there, you want to make it a 2 column. Make it a 2 column. You know what? Screw it. Make it a 3 column. You know what? Fuck it. Let's add a bunch of buttons and make it way too complicated for our own fucking good. I believe that's the max. But, say for example you wanted to add a buttonary link for WikiLink 1. You know, you could do that instead of having this type of resource here. So, again, any changes you make, you have to press update at the bottom in order to do. All of this is incredibly simple, incredibly easy, and if you make a mistake, don't press the update button. It's that simple. Just go back, press that button, exit to dashboard. It'll take you right back to the page editor, no changes saved. So you're good there. Now plugins. Say for example you want to search through the different plugins. You see something you like. So let's see here. You know, let's look at some of the more possible popular ones. the classic editor, which allows you to bring in the old editor. Nah, I like the new one actually. Don't know why people would want that, but people don't like moving on. So you can add the Google Analytics plugin for WordPress. See. Activate it. I had to find out which one is my analytics account though. Probably going to warn you at this point, you've learned what you can from this video, but I'm going to let it drag on for just a moment. It's Ember Syndicate at Gmail. Okay. So we've got Ember Syndicate at Gmail. Oh, never mind. There we go. Yay, now we have our analytics in. Okay, so we've installed a plugin. Yay, the way we access that now, you go back here, go to the menu, exit the dashboard because I'm still in the editor for that one. And you'll notice over here, it adds itself to the side menu. So anytime you add a plugin, it'll add itself to the side menu. If it changes or fucks up the website, the way you get rid of it, you go into plugins, go into installed plugins, and basically select it and deactivate it right there. So you've got a few options with it. WordPress forms, you can add forms to the game or to the which we'll call it. You can embed websites. It's got a little challenge here for you that'll walk you through it. It's pretty fun, pretty easy. Like I said, the entirety of this website is a little bit more overbearing when you look at it, but it's really not. So the next thing is users. So for example, we want to change Folksan right here. You select him, go into change role to author. Now before, all I could do is look and comment on the site. Now I can look, comment, and I should be able to set things up. Da, 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 da. Change. Role author. So now when I log out, and I go into login, I can go into Folksan, log in. There's my pretty profile. Yay. Go home. Oh, it's not letting me do that there. So what I have to do is I have to be smarter than the system, and I have to type in slash WordPress admin slash. You know what? It's got saved as profile.php. No, maybe not. That's so weird. It's not letting me go to the editor. We'll have to change the settings on that one. But usually the author has the ability to create posts. So you have not created any post. It does not give me the ability right now to create post. So I have to change that. I will fix that. And I will show you guys how to do that in the process. So yay, you are learning something. So go into login. Go into users. You know what? Maybe we need to change roles. Settings. We'll set this up later so you guys can email it directly to a post. Well, maybe not. I'm going to figure it out. User roles, author, edit. We're going to change that right there. And we're going to update that role. And now we're going to test it. We're going to go into log out. We're going to change this to Folksan. Log in. And you should see right here already everything is minimized. They have the ability to access comments, the encyclopedia, add new library, post new posts. So for example, they want to add a post. And this will probably be how people will add their own campaigns. So if they go into edit with Elementor, this is also how you add a comment section on it. Go into the settings. Da, 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 da. Exit to dashboard because I messed that up. Elementor 65. We're going to change this. We're going to change this to what the folk now, and you're going to notice it changes the permalink up here to what dash the dash folk dash now. Yay, what the folk now. Posted in uncategorized. Well, that's not going to work. We're going to have to create new categories, obviously. So let's first drag a couple of widgets. We're going to create a sidebar setting here. I want to create my very first campaign. We're going to go into here. We're going to go into a heading. Dark in the deep in the folking dungeons. There we go. Okay, so I've created my title. Now I want to add, say for example, I want to add an image, but I don't have a spot. I don't want to add it here. I want to add it here. Well, it highlighted, so just add it there then. Click on the image, select the files. Deep in the Folking Dungeon, we're going to select Background open, da 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 da, insert media. It's going to be huge. No, it's not because it's limited, again, by the column size. Deep in the Folking Dungeons. And then I can add my editorial. So, this is a sample text. You notice how I did that and it changed on me because I tried to edit it directly inside the page. It's easier to do it over here, right on the side. You just select it. Okay, so boom, just added my editorial. Now, say for example, again, not good enough. I want to add a map. So I'm going to create a little section here to add something. Click on it, image. I'm going to add my map here. Choose my image. Well, I have a default map to use right there. And I've got this empty space. I want to fill it up. So I'm going to click on that. Click on text. Right there. Just drag it right underneath it. On some decent game details. Say, for example, I want to add the Discord link. I want to add some other stuff. I don't know, the map. And then again, I click on it right there, insert edit link, edit the Discord link, had it. Now, down here, say for example, I want to have a progress bar. How long has the game been going? Well, title, game completion. In this case, we're going to say it's, I don't know, 8%. And then inner text is going to be Dungeon Mastery. Well, that's not good enough. I want to add more. So let's add another section. I want to add, let's do tabs. So Mittens has already seen the tabs on his side where they're vertical. But let's say we make them horizontal. You can add as many tabs as you could type the text for and have it fit. And if you add more tabs than it can have, that happens. You just keep adding them and 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 keep adding them, and it keeps getting smaller and smaller. But each one still has the same text area. Now, if you were to change that to, say, vertical, they're going to spread the fuck out. But if you do it like that, you're going to be able to condense more information. So, say for example, I want to do that, and then say for example, I want to do this. I'm going to add another box because I'm a greedy motherfucker and I need to add more. It's got to have more. I'm going to add a counter. Let's see, animation duration. So we can actually change that. Oh, ooh. 60 animation duration. I believe it would be. I think this is my milliseconds. I don't know. But you can fuck around with that, and you could change it. But say we don't want it. I made a mistake because I'm overzealous and knowing what I can do, and I just delete it. And then in that case, I can add everything from my own HTML right in the middle of the post. And then down here, you'll notice they have the leave a reply sections. And you can actually add replies, which is awesome. So if they have comments and questions about the campaign, you'll notice the one thing that's different about Minton's page is it doesn't have it, because I didn't create it as a post. I created it as a page. So what we're going to do is we're going to publish this for now. Hooray, your page is live. Let's have a look at it. Deep in the Folking Dungeons. Tab 1, Tab 2, comments, leave a reply. Oh, well, obviously, first, bitches. And then, well, where is it? How do we get to it? How do I change that? Well, obviously it's not there right now anymore. So log out. In this case, we have an author. So actually, I'll do this again so you can see. If we log in as Folksayan and we go into the WordPress admin, so you just do that by wpress admin slash boom, instant access to the admin panel. You'll notice they don't have access to anything that would change the menu. So once they've added the page, we can view this as admin. So I'm going to log out. I'm going to log into the super admin account. And I'm going to be, okay, there's a new post here. Somebody told me, hey, there's a post. Let's look at it. And we could view said post. Yay, I'm happy with this. So we go back. I think this would be a fun campaign. I want to add this to the menu. You go into appearances. You go into menu. Go into the campaign menu. And what you can do is select posts. And there you go. What the folk now. Add to menu. Save menu. Visit site. And now you have the What the Folk Now campaign at the top, and you can access it and set up titles. So just there, I've created and formatted an entire page for you guys and added a comment and everything that goes with it. So again, key things that you need to remember when you are logged out. If you want to access the admin account, it's the Dungeon Master. If you want to access the admin panel, you have to log in from right here, WordPress login.php. That's all you need to type in. Click on it, and it will take you to this page right here. If you log in with your normal author account, you can go up, go into the post and you can actually add posts, you can add media, you can add encyclopedia entries, comments, you can edit and see, unapprove, trash it if it's crap. Again, I recommend less editing, the less policing, the more communities tend to grow. So keep that in mind. However, this is your community. You do what you want with it. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and stop, and you guys will be able to view this from here.